Hey everybody. Whew. I just got done talking for my vlog, like a section of it. Just talking about hair care and don't touch my hair. Because I'm in an area very much so where, oh my god, your curls are great. Let me ring, can I touch it? No. And that's why you guys have seen the styles that I've had just low key with the iconic bun with the waves. And I explain more of that in the vlog. That should be coming out relatively soon, possibly next week, because I do want to record some stuff for this weekend because it is supposed to be warmer. It is in the 50s right now. I'm in the car, so I'm comfortable, but it's still too cold for me. I may take a walk. But it's kind of too windy. I don't know, fam. I just don't know. It's kind of dim. Let's see. I don't know if it paused or not, but yeah. Oh, might as well get comfortable too, right? And I'm gonna consider, oh, I got another pair of my glasses here. I have been reflecting more so this week, given that I am off, and this always happens, right? Should I raise myself a little bit? Okay. I literally, and you're gonna see my visor lower over time because of the material. I forgot where I got this though. But anyway, it's one of those stores, the Marshalls, Gabe's, that sort of thing, TJ Maxx, Burlington. Also got them, I saw them scrunchies that have the really big ones that have the jawstring. Oh my god, jawstring. I'm getting hungry. That's why I'm jibber jabbering. Thing so that way I can have my curls up for the summer because yes, the curls are in full activation this summer because I cannot lose the top of my dang on head. And this may shock people, but I am in a season where it has been thinning up top and I don't like that. I don't like that. And people are shocked when I say that because just due to stress beforehand, I lost a lot of hair, especially during grad school. And then it strengthened a little bit. And then the last position that I had, that I worked in higher ed, most stressful experience of my life due to many factors. But that caused a lot of fallout too. And at this point, just due to tension because of my iconic bun with the waves. Okay, I don't know if you can see the wave now, but you see them, right? That was my thing. It can't be the thing with the warmer weather. I have to do a lot more wash and goes, unfortunately, because just concealing my hair, I don't know what it is about curly hair, but it intimidates people and it makes people envious. I don't understand why, because it's beautiful. Like, can you just leave the beautiful thing alone type thing? But whatever. So as I said, the curls will be unleashed the wool will be out. That's the only thing. It's just like, oh, my hair is hot, child. Oh, it's hot. So hopefully with the scrunchies, it will help me just keep it up but curly, but not in a tension style. So that's my hope. And why do I got a headache all of a sudden? What the hell? I don't like that. Like, what are we doing? And mind you, this is really random, but I was going back to my main point about reflecting for a second. During my times off, I always think that when I'm off normally, right, I literally am in a congestion of people, cars, places, things. That's what deterred me from doing a lot of stuff. And honestly, I never want to say it created anxiety, because I push myself every day. I'm not afraid to go out, be in public, and so forth. It's just to me, it has become a nuisance to be outside when everybody else is outside. If that makes sense. Like this morning, there were still a good amount of cars on the road, but when I went to go pick up my order from Walmart and when I went to go pick up my prescription, it was pleasant to drive, and knowing that I could do the speed limit because no one's on my bumper and so forth, and I could just leisurely do as I wanted. And this is one of the things that I wanted to do. I wanted to come to a park. I wanted to possibly just read and so forth, that sort of thing. So just doing this type of stuff, right? I feel like I need to do it more often. I really truly don't believe I'm supposed to be stuck somewhere for 8 hours a day, being locked down, and just not having the freedom to run the errands when I want to get the stuff done. Because I don't know about you, but when it comes to this day and age, when it comes to the technology and so forth, I have had jobs where I have 24-hour shifts, right? Very anxiety ridden, like you never know what's finna pop off, but you know you are responsible for hundreds of people, yet thousands of people. I've been under that pressure. So it's like me knowing how that feels, and also being locked down to that position as a 9 to 5, and feeling like your freedom was taken away from you. Even though I'm 2 years separated from that, 3 years actually, I'm still not over it. I still have not healed from it, because that journey to getting out of there and to getting to a point where I felt like I was getting more solid footing still hasn't fully come yet. And that is because just things like, especially here, cultural differences, being talked down to. And mind you, I have been very patient when it comes to getting talked down to, because I am a woman with the cultural differences here. I get it. But at the same time, the black woman in me, in the back of my head, wants to come to the forefront because the patience is running out for me. It's getting to a point where I have always demanded respect because I gave respect. I always got to the point where it's a mutual thing for me, where it's kind of unspoken, where it's just like, I'm here to do what I need to do. effectively and without being talked to like I'm a 2-year-old, because I'm a grown ass woman at this point, okay? Don't do that. So that's my biggest hurdle right now when it comes to things. I just don't like feeling like I'm being talked down to, like I'm a toddler. Mind you, your girl has 2 degrees, a bachelor's and a master's, so I'm not stupid. I could be a student. I can retain information. I have a lot of knowledge up here, both street smarts, academic smarts, and scripturally based smarts. So don't come to me like I'm a 5-year-old in kindergarten. Can we not? Thank you. So that's the thing that I'm not looking forward to going back to. But at the same time, when it comes to the freedom that I have creatively, because I'm able to do things like edit, and I'm able to do things like create my thumbnails and so forth, all things creatively within that 8-hour time frame. I'm lucky enough to be able to do that, and I know for a fact I wouldn't be able to if I was in another situation. So it's a pros and cons type of thing, and I don't know why my voice is trying to give out, but we're gonna push through with this topic because I need to get it out. And I even thought about going to therapy. Now, mind you, my bachelor's and master's is in clinical mental health, and yes, one thing that they hammered into us, that counselors need counselors, so that way we can unload our caseload when it comes to how stressing the job is in the field in general. And I think it's just because too that I know the certain coping mechanisms that help me, and if I need to switch up then I will. It's just like, I don't know, it's getting to the point where I want to use my lives as therapy just so I can help other people. And even though I may not be as relatable in some regard, I know somebody can take a nugget, at least a nugget, and apply it to their situation. Because I'm not a person right now, because I can't talk on several aspects of my life right now in detail, but I hope over time and when things are aired out and cleared out that I'm able to. But right now, it's a generalized type of statement that I have to speak on. So hoping that I just get to the point where I can do what I want. It's either starting traveling again for something, because I'm in the process of getting my passport and I'm so excited to be able to get that in my hands and so forth, because I don't have the license that apparently you need like a certain qualification or some type of document with it. So I'd rather just have my passport to just do domestic flights and internationally. That's what I want to do. I don't care anything else about it. So I'm waiting on that. I don't know. It's just today was a hard day of reflection this morning for me, because it literally hammers in that with the errands that were so easily obtainable, like there was no cars, there wasn't a line. It's just things like that to me in this point in my life are so joyous to me. I don't want to be in the crowd. Like I have always said too, and people know me, especially in the videos and in real life, that I want to get to the point where I'm in the country. Like there's one supermarket where the farm butchers the meat type shit, and just be able to thrive alone, be able to thrive in solitude and be able to dip out and go into a city if I want to for the hustle and bustle. Other than that, I want country roads, I want the hills, I want everything, and I just want to be able to, if I have to work, I want to be able to work from home. That is the goal. And that seems very impossible nowadays. And just a few years ago, that's everything that it was. And then people with, I saw the pattern because when I was working in the field that I was working in and going virtual and so forth, even so, people were, the hatred that I experienced there is something that I will never forget it, but I have learned from, but I still need to heal from. It's just a no for me. So, with the pattern of being in the hustle and bustle, then going to remote work, and then seeing companies saying this is going to be for the foreseeable future, and then all of a sudden, no, you got to come back to the office type thing. I was already in the office, like I never missed work when it came to the pandemic. All praises for that. I'm saying in the point of me having empathy for people that got so used to working from home and then were forced to go back into the office, because at that point people started to realize that you don't need me physically in the office because I'm able to do what I need to do in the comfort of my own home. And me and my mom just had a conversation last night about it, and she was like, well, you kind of had that glimmer of stuff too, which is your want for working from home the older you get. And it's just like, yeah, I did have that glimmer. Mind you, I don't mind an office job, but let me do what I need to do. Like, I'm getting to the point, and this was during my third year of graduate school too, because I'll tell you a story why, and it will come to full circle why I feel the way I do. I was working for 2 institutions, okay? I was working at a counseling center giving therapy to students, as well as having 2 staffs under me and having to supervise 2 facilities or 2 buildings within those 2 staffs. So I was working at least 16 hours a day during that time, and I was going through a certain process. And I'm not sure if I want to talk about that right now. But anyway, the core thing was me working at the 2 institutions. And when it came to the counseling center, now mind you, I have not talked complete-ish about my past situations and so forth, because it was just a point in my life where I needed to go through, and I learned and I did what I had to do, and the impact that I did was my impact. And for being an impactful person, for being a person that expanded people's viewpoints on things, because I've always been a person where I was able to see several perspectives at once. The fact that over time I was looked at like I was challenging the status quo, or I just needed my alone time when I needed my alone time. No, I didn't want to have lunch with y'all every day. No, I didn't want to sit down and talk about my caseload every day. No, I didn't want to type thing. I just wanted to do what I was meant to be doing and do it with love and care and passion. That's all I wanted to do. But people just wanted to get in my business. Why do you need to know about me when I'm here for other people? I'm not here for me, you know? So when it came to that, it just irritated people because they couldn't figure me out. So that's when it started to form in my head. It's just like, okay, I need to start doing my own thing. And then I started thinking about, in the mental health field, what can I do on my own and so forth to get me to where I need to go. And then it got to the point where I knew I needed to face 3 more thousand hours to get licensed, and that's when I couldn't do it anymore. Could I still do it eventually? Yes, I can always go back. The degrees will always be there, thankfully. But I refuse to still be under somebody's supervision when I know the magnitude of quality of work and quality of therapy that I give. And just in nature, in that field, people are just down your throat. And in that field, you can't quantify the situation anyway. It's therapy. Your diagnosis may be different from another counselor's. Your style of counseling may be different from others. So now wonder people with mental health, when they get switched with counselors so much that they feel like the therapy isn't working. That's exactly why. So for me, I don't like people telling me, especially when I know the quality of therapy that has people have told me over and over and over again that I have changed their lives for the better. You mean to tell me that what I noticed about my client was different from their point of view, but you haven't talked to them besides intake? What? Like, you don't know? I've had several sessions with this person, right? And it will take several more for people to even really get into therapy. People think 1 or 2 sessions and then you're good to go. No, it takes more than, I would say, 10 sessions to really get into the nitty gritty. Now, if you have a 90-minute session and so forth, it may be less than that to really get into the work. So the fact that people were rushing the process, I noticed people only wanting the clients as paychecks, only knowing that, the certain insurance that people were taking, and in network sort of things. And if you went as a private counselor, you needed to consider all of that. It was just too much for me, right? And I knew I still wanted to help people. I knew I still wanted to speak to people. I knew I still wanted to use my story as countertransference, because usually, okay, just some counseling terms. Transference and countertransference is when the person is just telling you what's going on and so forth, and countertransference is relating to that person, right? Not in a way like, oh yeah, I feel you, girl, or I feel you, dude, like this happened to me too type shit. No, it's more so like it's a way of letting them know that they are not alone. And I have been relatable in that field, and it's like, because I have lived life, because I have had several experiences already, that people are surprised that I'm so relatable when it comes to either traumatic certain things, growing up a certain way, having certain obligations, and so forth. Like, people were like, wow, you really have already gone through this? Yes. And people couldn't stand that I was able to relate to my students so deeply. So then I was just like, okay, maybe if I do my own private practice, maybe, it would be different, and started formulating things like that. But when it came to the stress that I was under after grad school with the position that I was holding, it just became too much and I folded. But I'm glad that I did. I'm glad that I walked away. I'm glad that I took me seriously and knew that physically my body was having so many ailments because of it. It started to form physical situations. It was horrible. It was a very dark time for me. And now that I'm at a space now, it reflected even more. It's just like, I need to just be able to do what I want. And I have honestly prayed, talked to God about it. I even yelled at him. I'm not gonna lie. I remember going to another park, and as you know, you gotta sometimes be bold with God. You had to be really blunt with him, because he knows everything that you're thinking already. So if you just let it out, then it's better on your case. So I pretty much just told him I was real rough in my tone, real rough. And I was just like, why? I went through all of this already. You want me to go through even more on top of that, being locked down, when you know I hate being locked down? You know I hate not being able to do what I need to do creatively. Because when I started YouTube a few years ago, I stopped, and you will see this in my earlier vlogs from a year ago now, that I stopped because I kept getting told that, I was pretty much just, let's just say I was very isolated, to the point where I lost family, where I lost friends, where I lost all my creativity, just due to the fact that someone couldn't stand my light. Someone couldn't bear to see me succeed. And people, when they found out I started doing YouTube, like literally in my workforce, literally in my realm of things, they absolutely hated me for it. They absolutely hated the fact that I could edit. They absolutely hated the fact that I was growing my channel. They absolutely hated the fact that I was being consistent in other ways. They wanted me completely consumed with them. And that's what took me away the first time. But now that I know, hell no. Never again. Like, I may have points in time in my life where I don't feel inspired maybe to do a vlog or something like that, but I run several series on my channel. Like, it's a well-developed channel. It's a well sorted out, has something for everybody type of channel. That's why I switched it to calling it a hub. And I'm just rubbing my throat because this side of my throat is feeling like it's closing up for some reason. But all in all, that's just to say that during this time, during that dark time, during the times in which I went through and still climbing out of mentally, plus more things getting toppled onto that, it's like, when is enough enough? Because I'm already a black woman out here having to work 5 times as hard to get anywhere. I'm already a woman that knows her value and knows her worth, but she's not getting it. And there's a severe disconnect with that. But I also know that with my prayers and with me being bold, like I was with God, I pray that it is answered. I don't know how long it will take. I'm long suffering when it comes to that, and sometimes my patience renders thin. But I already know that it's the long game. I already know that, you know, you need to put in your hours, and that's in any field. You need to put in your time. And that's what I'm doing on here. I'm putting in my hours, putting in my time, putting in my resources, putting in my creativity. Because this is, right now, my therapy. I know I feel 10 times better after I do a vlog. And now that I'm capable of doing the lives, I feel 10 times better. If one person hears me, cool. If many people hear me, awesome. If no people watch, it is what it is. Next time, next time, next time, next time. And when things are growing, I know people are going to go back to my past videos and watch the growth. They're going to binge watch. It's going to be a thing because everybody, to me, I feel has an audience when you truly try. There's gonna be a support system eventually. It may not feel like it right now, you know, in some cases. Sometimes you just have the watchers. Sometimes you just have the people that, you know, aren't sure and so forth. Like, I understand all of that. And when it came to the business side of things, like I haven't decided yet if I want to go back to candle making for a business, but I shut down the website. I got rid of my P.O. box. I'm only using the materials to make candles for me when I need to re-up on a scent that I made. It's like, I don't care. Right now, I don't care about the business stuff because, again, I wish I could talk currently about certain things, but knowing what I know in the realm that I'm in now, it's like, yes, you have more freedom because you're working for yourself, but the responsibilities that was placed on me is allowing other people to have that freedom, and I don't like that because now I'm barricaded with the things that other people need to be responsible for because it's still in a growing stage type thing. So making other people richer just through being an employee, like, that's wild to me. Even though I know what I do, how I do it, and so forth, that's exactly what it is. And thousands upon millions upon millions of people are in the same boat. I just feel full-heartedly I'm not supposed to do that. My soul is too grand for that. I feel not above anybody. I just feel like for myself, my soul just wants to do more. It wants to be set free. It wants to use this vessel for the time that I'm here to do what I want creatively, to do what I desire, just not worrying about payments, not worrying about the responsibilities that I have, not just I really feel like I need to let all of that go. And I've been saying for years, it's just like, I need to be a hobbit. Like, the older I get, the more understanding of being a nomad, and that's what I called a hobbit before. Like, I used it simultaneously, just being in a nomadic lifestyle. Like, for me, I feel like I'm too bougie to live out a suitcase. But would I do it for the sake of my freedom? Absolutely. I would have all my products that I would need. And I would need to find a place that I could shower, you know, have a quality shower. But other than that, it's just, I don't know, somewhere I could store my clothes. Because we're going to be fashionable. Even though I would be a nomad, we're going to be fashionable because I'm going to have a hub, central place where I would have my closet. Come back to that hub, change what I needed to change, and then go back outside type thing. Because life is already expensive as it is, so why not have it be expensive on a flight or at a cabin or at a beachfront resort or in an RV, you know? And now I feel like I gotta do what Michael Jackson and Beyonce do a voice retention. Like, you can hear my voice going lower and lower and lower. That's probably just my cue to shut the hell up. This is how you know, like, I don't know. It's like I used to give lectures, constantly. I used to have public speaking under my belt. And I also noticed over the years, like half an hour to an hour, my voice is done for. And it's hurting extremely bad right now, but I'm still pushing through because I needed to say something. And that's one of the reasons why I don't really speak all like that in real life, because I know I get to the point where I can be very chatty catty and then my voice starts to hurt. But I felt like it was important to get that out today because it's important to me to have my feelings out there, because even though no one's listening in my life, like, I don't have that support system. It's always gotten to the point where hopefully my story is stamped somewhere and someone gets it. So yeah, it's probably time for me to shut up. It's been about 40 minutes, so I probably need to go get some food too in my system and then take a nap. Because that's what I've been doing for 5 days, 5, 6 days. I've been like a cat. I have been sleeping majority of the day, and it has been fantastic because people that also know me notice I have a certain glow about myself when it's sunny and when I'm rested. And it's just like, just appearance wise, literally me working sucks the soul out of me, and I'm over it. Like, I need to figure out how the hell I can just do me, how I can just work for myself. I need to figure it out. God, please help me figure it out. because I'm really I'm getting to the point where I'm real over it, real tired. But you have to move forward and let God just do what He needs to do. Let God work. Let God blow my mind. So I just need to be patient and go from there. That's what I'll do. Thank y'all for spending the time with me and listening. Should have told y'all to get y'all snacks to sit down with me, grab something, get a book, have this as background background noise. I don't really care. Just knowing that my message is out there, just knowing that it can help somebody, or a phrase of mine can, you know, cause someone to think or just relate to the times. Like, I'm a trying woman in the times that we are in, you know? So, yeah. I need to go get some food, as I said, and I probably need to get a bottle because that's the only thing that has been helping me sleep. I'm just being completely honest with you. It is what it is. So, might as well do that while I'm out, right? Yeah. Okay, about to venture out again. Again, thank you guys for tuning in, and until the next one, take care.